Welcome to the Test Management Mindset, insights into the world of software testing. The best content by Practitest in audio form, designed to keep you inspired wherever you are. In today's episode, we're on the topic of collaborative testing, building processes that make the difference. Zhasmina Boycheva shows how to move beyond isolated testing efforts by building collaborative QA processes. Learn how coordination, alignment, and shared accountability can elevate quality across teams. Let's get started.
Okay, let's talk about something I think a lot of us have felt. You're on a team, you're trying to ship great products, but, well, it feels like you're constantly putting out fires, right? Those emergency hotfixes after every release.
Oh, absolutely. That frantic post-release scramble.
Mm.
And just drowning in information trying to figure out what went wrong this time.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
exhausting. So what if there's a better way? Today, we're doing a deep dive into something called collaborative testing. It's about how shifting your approach can really transform your team and, crucially, ensure product quality.
And we're drawing heavily on insights from a really powerful lecture by Zhasmina Boycheva. She's the head of quality assurance at Coachebito. Tons of experience over 22 years, mostly based in Norway.
Right. So our mission today for you listening is to unpack how quality can genuinely become everyone's job, not just, the QA department's problem.
And we want to give you some practical frameworks, some actual strategies you might be able to apply.
Let's get into it. So Zhasmina kicks things off with this core idea. Product quality is a shared responsibility. Testing is too.
Yeah, and she stresses it's not just a nice slogan. It's fundamental. It's the bedrock of what she terms cooperative testing.
Okay, so cooperative testing. What does that actually look like day to day? And I guess, why does it matter so much?
Well, in practice, it means cross-functional cooperation, but not just occasionally throughout the entire software development lifecycle. Everyone's involved, thinking about quality from the start.
Everyone, like developers, product owners.
Exactly, and the impact is huge. When testing is a shared effort like that, you find bugs much, much earlier. Sometimes you prevent them entirely.
Okay, finding them earlier makes sense. But how does it change what, say, a developer does?
Developers start to get a much deeper feel for the user impact of their code, which in turn means they actually do better testing themselves before it even gets to a dedicated tester.
Oh, okay.
And product owners. They start writing clearer user stories, better acceptance criteria, because they know the whole team needs that clarity. It feeds itself,
It sounds like a much healthier cycle. So Zhasmina actually gives us a framework for this, the 4 pillars of quality.
Yes, exactly. It's a way to make this shared responsibility more concrete, more actionable.
Where does she start? Which is the first pillar?
Pillar 1 is the product owner. Zhasmina sees them as this vital bridge, connecting the business needs with the dev team.
Okay.
Their key job. Defining really clear, really accurate user stories. And crucially, all the questions about a feature need to get sorted out before development starts.
Before coding begins? How?
Often through those agile refinement meetings, where the team digs in, asks questions, clarifies ambiguities. Zhasmina really insists that quality starts right there.
Not with the testers later on.
No. She says well-defined stories, detailed acceptance criteria, they make life so much easier for developers and testers. Less guesswork, fewer misunderstandings.
That's a powerful point. Quality starting with clarity. Okay, so after the product owner lays that foundation, what's pillar number 2?
Pillar 2 is the developer. Their role is, taking those clear user stories and turning them into working software.
Right, the core building part.
But Zhasmina talks about quality-focused developers. These aren't just coders. They're people who inherently write unit tests, who make sure their code does what it's supposed to do, and who deliver code that's actually, testable and reliable.
Testable code. That's key for the next stage, I imagine.
Absolutely. She mentions developers she's worked with who really go the extra mile. They genuinely care about quality. They collaborate with the testers, sometimes even helping define test cases up front.
Wow, okay. So that proactive, collaborative approach from developers, that leads to higher quality code from the get-go.
Definitely. And much smoother testing cycles down the line. Fewer surprises, less friction.
Which brings us neatly to pillar 3, the tester. What's their specific role in this collaborative model?
Right. The tester's role is still absolutely critical. They're validating both the functional stuff, does it do what it says, and the non-functional aspects, is it fast, is it secure, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And Zhasmina actually breaks this down into 2 distinct roles, which I thought was interesting.
Oh, what are they?
First, the manual tester. Their focus is on really deep validation and verification, designing complex test cases, executing them, and trying to find those tricky edge cases or issues that might bite real users. Thinking like the user, basically.
The human element of testing.
Exactly. And then there's the automation tester. Their job is to automate those manual tests, make them stable, reliable, fast, accurate.
Why is automation so important here?
The big goal is cutting down regression testing time. Making sure new changes haven't broken old stuff. Good automation shortens release cycles massively. But, she stresses, the automated tests have to be trustworthy. No flaky tests.
Ah, the dreaded flaky tests. Yeah, they kill confidence fast.
Totally. If people don't trust the automation, it loses its value.
Okay, so we have the product owner, the developer, the tester. What's the fourth pillar holding it all together?
Pillar 4 is the process. Zhasmina calls it the glue. The glue. Yeah. A well-designed process is what organizes the team, aligns everyone's efforts, and helps ensure you actually deliver that high-quality product on time, consistently.
When does a team know they need to, formalize a process? Is it always necessary?
Good question. A team usually realizes they need it when things start breaking down.
Mm-hmm.
Missed deadlines, constant bugs, those hot fixes we mentioned, that's often the trigger.
And Zhasmina shared a story about this, right? A real-world example.
She did, a really compelling one. It was a small team, about 12 people, only 3 QAs.
Okay.
And they were facing critical issues in production, like immediately after every single release, which meant constant hot fixes, chaos, basically.
Sounds stressful. So what did they do? What was the process change?
They implemented monthly releases, a strict cadence.
Monthly. Okay.
Yeah, it created a structure. 3 weeks for development and testing work. Then a 3-day code freeze period.
Code freeze. What happened during those 3 days?
That was for final testing and release prep. So during the main 3 weeks, the manual testers were writing test cases for every task.
For every task.
Yep. And making sure each one was tested and verified on specific environments before the sprint closed. Any issues found immediately raised to the whole team. Daily.
How did they manage that daily escalation?
They called it a daily triage. Like a quick, focused meeting to sort out new bugs, assign them, get them fixed fast, no letting things pile up.
And the automation testers during this time?
They were busy automating the tests for the current tasks or adding more regression tests from previous sprints, constantly building that safety net.
Okay, so that's the 3 weeks. Then the 3-day code freeze hits. What happens then?
Intense focus. Manual testers execute all the test cases they'd written, re-verify everything, do extra regression testing. Automation testers run the full automated suite in dedicated environments. It's like a final quality gate.
That sounds thorough.
And Zhasmina made a crucial point, especially relevant for mobile apps, Android, iOS in their case.
What was that?
With mobile, it's really hard to force users to update if you push out a critical bug fix.
Right, unlike the web where you can deploy instantly.
Exactly. So a bug can stay on people's phones for ages.
Mm-hmm.
That makes this kind of rigorous pre-release testing even more vital for mobile than for web apps. You have to get it right before it goes out.
So what was the result of implementing this whole process? Did it work?
Dramatically.
Mm.
She said post-release issues dropped to near zero.
Near zero. Wow, that's quite a turnaround. What do you think enabled that huge shift beyond just the steps?
I think it really comes down to that collective ownership the process enforced.
Yeah.
The daily communication, the shared accountability, issues became everyone's problem to solve right away.
That makes sense. So if a team listening is inspired by this, what advice does Zhasmina give for building their own quality process? Where should they start?
Great question. Her advice is really practical. First, define your goal. What are you actually trying to fix or achieve? Why do you even need a process right now?
So maybe you don't always need a super formal one.
Exactly. She acknowledges that, an early stage startup iterating super fast might not need a heavy process yet. It depends on the context.
Okay, what else?
Consider your team size and structure. Tailor it. Don't just copy-paste something. And engage stakeholders, get key people involved early in designing it. Buy-in is crucial.
What's a common mistake people make here?
Trying to implement something too rigid, too off the shelf that just doesn't fit how the team actually works. That's a big pitfall.
Right.
And her final point is, start small, then iterate. Begin with something simple that fits your culture, let it grow and adapt as the team evolves. Processes aren't set in stone.
They should support the team, not constrain it.
Precisely. They exist to help the team succeed.
It really boils down to finding the right process for your specific team, but implementing any change.
Yep.
Well, that's the hard part sometimes, isn't it? People.
Zhasmina has a great quote for this. Everyone hates changes. She compares it to that saying about their cheese is being moved.
Huh. Yeah, that resonates. So how do you handle that human resistance when you're trying to instill this quality-focused culture?
Well, she points out that as head of QA, she had the authority to mandate some changes.
Right, top-down helps.
It does. But for someone else, like an individual tester trying to influence things, it takes a lot of communication, a lot of cooperation. You have to patiently build that understanding with developers, with product owners. That quality truly starts with them.
Which leads to a point you touched on earlier. Do developers really get how much effort goes into thorough testing? Does Mina mention that perception gap?
Yeah, she feels many developers maybe don't know how much effort and time actually one manual QA needs to perform. They might test the main path, the happy path, and think
Well,
it's done.
But the QA is thinking about all the weird edge cases.
Exactly. All the other scenarios, failure conditions, things a senior QA instinctively looks for. So part of it is educating developers, helping them build that quality muscle, as she puts it.
Is that why we see trends like all-team testing, where QAs are embedded? Is it about that education piece?
That's definitely part of it. Even with embedded QAs, a big part of their role is often coaching developers, sharing that testing mindset. Because, as Zhasmina notes, many developers, well, they just want to code. The deep value of manual testing effort isn't always immediately obvious to them.
So it's not just process, it's culture building, creating this quality community across the whole company.
That's the goal. Finding people in different roles, developers, POs, analysts, whoever, who genuinely care about quality and building on that. Making it clear that quality is truly everyone's business.
Getting away from that old model.
Right. That old way where development finishes, throws it over the wall to QA, and then if something breaks in production.
Everyone points at the QA. Why didn't you find that?
Exactly. Which is so unfair and counterproductive.
Yeah.
Zhasmina contrasts that sharply. She says the ideal is, if there's a problem, we are coming as a team to resolve that problem.
And if things go well.
If everything's okay, we're coming as a team and take the prize. It's shared success or shared problem solving. As a team.
That really shifts the dynamic. It brings us back to that core message from Zhasmina Boycheva, doesn't it? It's profound but simple.
Quality is everyone's responsibility, and it's a team sport. At the end of the day, that's what it boils down to.
So let's leave our listeners with a final thought then.
Okay. Given everything we've discussed, the process, the pillars, but also the human side, the resistance to change, how might you, in your own situation, start fostering this shared sense of quality, even if you don't have formal authority? What's one small step, maybe just one conversation or one shared metric you could introduce today or this week to make quality feel a little bit more like a team sport where you work? Something to think about.